My last joker, welcome to the show, guys.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you? No problem.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Good. Just start off, do you want to introduce yourself, see what you do in the band, just so the listeners know? So, who wants to start?
Adam Proud, I'm the drummer.
Yeah, I'm Miguel Mega, the guitar player.
My name's Martin, the other guitar player.
I'm Rodby, the singer.
Right. So, to start off, what made you want to become musicians? As a singer, obviously. And who were your influences when you first started? So, Adam, we'll start with you.
I didn't want a job, basically.
And you still don't want the job. That's the problem.
Influences, I don't know, Guns N' Roses, Bon Jovi, dare I say it. A lot of 80s stuff, Def Leppard, Judas Priest, Motorhead,
And Snakes.
Metallica, Snakes, yeah, White Snake. It is endless.
Well, I actually started, to play the guitar, influenced by, a Queen show I've seen on TV in 1981. I got very emotional with their music and stuff, and that was actually my start, And my influences are pretty much the same of Adam as well, like a lot of Van Halen, Yngwie Malmsteen as well, AC/DC, of course, Queen, as I mentioned already, about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing new my side, I think. Usual suspects in it. Everything started with Pink Floyd, I would say. And then, of course, like all the 80s, Guns N' Roses and, guys like that. And Yngwie Malmsteen, obviously, he's God. And all the usual suspects from the 70s as well, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And actually, I didn't think that way, but I didn't want a job either. But I do have one. So.
Jobs are overrated.
Yeah.
Neither of us.
Anyhow.
This is all I'm good at, so.
Well, I'll do this. This is like voluntary. So I don't get paid for this either. It's much better than the job I've got. I hope nobody's listening from work.
Oh Jesus!
I don't like it. So it's not.
You might not have that job tomorrow.
Yeah, but you're adult tomorrow.
For me, simple, man. Just two bands, Kiss and Iron Maiden. So that's changed my life since 1982.
Yeah.
So that's me here after 30 something years doing rock.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yeah. Isn't it weird, all those bands you mentioned, we were just talking off air about how they're pretty much still going in one form or another. We're on about Guns N' Roses, pretty much just Axl. But isn't it strange how all these bands 30 years on are still making music in some form or other, but it's just playing gigs with like Guns N' Roses, but he's still going.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. But all the bands that come now is all copies from what had in the past. So that's why I don't listen to many new bands.
Yeah, I think what's good is timeless, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good music will always be around, and that just can't beat the old guys. I think There's loads of
back then.
nice
it was
things.
all about music, and now it's all about business. Of course there was business back then as well. But it was all about music. Bands back then used to like release albums, and nowadays it's just about singles and stuff. So.
Music industry's changed so much though, hasn't it, over the years? I mean, probably one of the biggest problems with it is the illegal downloading, which is a problem that they still haven't figured out how to solve.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to be honest, for me, my opinion, I don't think the download's a problem today, because the bands got for a CD sale just a minimum, so we got money.
Yeah, guys, feel free to download illegally our music and enjoy it with no moderation.
Just spread the Let's Joker word and come to our gigs.
Well, I think now bands, it's forced bands to go out and play and tour.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
That's the only way you can make money now. People aren't buying records.
CDs have pretty much become sort of like merchandise.
But still good to have the physical copy.
But it's much more like a business card or something. A digital business card or something.
Let's Joker CD has a 12-page book, so it's quite nice. And
I was reading through that this morning. So it is. It's nice. I mean, I get a lot of MP3s sent from record companies and PR companies, but it's still nice to actually get the CD. And I know everyone says it's not as good as vinyl, but at least you're holding it.
Yeah.
In your hands, you know, you've got sample for what you've bought, basically.
Yeah, we are in negotiation trying to release in vinyl as well, at least like 50 or 100 copies, but nothing concrete.
And you have the thrill of trying to unpack a brand new CD when you have short fingernails. Do you know what I mean? That's great. It's just nothing like it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. All right, Miguel, you formed the band in Brazil in the 80s.
Yeah, in the late 80s. I formed the band in 1989, and in 1990 we recorded the first demo tape, and it was quite successful. You know, just spread the name of the band in Brazil. Was very nice. And then right after that, we got signed to the heavy metal record label, which was called Metal Rock Records. And we record that first, you know, release in '92. Was released in early '93, and then we actually were able to, you know, open for a lot of, you know, the biggest acts in Brazil back then. Well, they still the biggest ones nowadays, like Sepultura, Angra, Dr. Sin, and, you know, RDP. I don't know if you heard about RDP.
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, some of those bands, you know, so we got a lot of exposure back then, you know, but unfortunately, I think because of the, you know, the whole market
Because of
just
Nirvana.
changed. Well, basically because of Nirvana, you know.
No
but
offense to the Nirvana
No offense to the Nirvana fans, you know, but the whole scene just changed, you know, and the band kind of got forced to break down on '94, and then, you know, just had this, you know, break. And I went to the United States. I lived there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And, well, there's a long story, but, you know, last year just moved to UK and just regrouped, you know, the band. And here we are.
Yeah. So you still play the same sort of music as you played back then, or you more classic rock, or?
Still classic rock,
Yeah.
same influences, you know, Van Halen, Yngwie Malmsteen, White Snake, Deep Purple, you know, Def Leppard, about the same.
And obviously, I just noticed today as well, when I was looking at the CD, you've actually got Last Joker, Chapter 2. So obviously that is just sort of like to draw a line between the two bands.
Well,
It was my idea.
yeah, it was actually Rod's idea,
Yeah.
but, you know, it makes sense because it is the Chapter 2.
It's a new beginning from,
You know,
especially from Miguel. And
It's, you know, it's still the band I created and I formed back in late
I was a
80s, you know.
I was his
Yeah, he
roadie.
was
Yeah,
my
that's
buddy.
that's a very interesting thing actually, because we are, you know, from the same town. Me, Rod, and Miguel. Obviously, Miguel's from Portugal originally, but, you know, we lived in the same town, you know,
In
for
Brazil,
a long time
yeah.
in Brazil. And Miguel and, you know, his crew back then, they were like the untouchables for us, right? For me and Rod. They kind of, I mean, younger than Rod,
not from me, but
you know, I mean, it was like we didn't. I'm sure Rod never thought that he would be playing on that band, a particular band. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's kind of a dream come true as well. You know what I mean? It's kind
but
of
I
really
know
funny after
Miguel
all
since
those years.
1989, so you can imagine we had a friendship for
More than 30 years.
almost 30 years, yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to start my things and just have the guys with my inspiration in Brazil. And then, yes, I was the roadie for the entire band, they're all friends, so that's cool for me. When he came with the idea, I was not the first option, but
He was the first option.
Bitterness there.
but I am the guy with the contact, so nah, just joking. We are just friends for a long time, and we like the same things, and we have the same ideas and same wish.
Same background.
Yeah.
So how have you come from Brazil to Berwick?
I love Berwick, man.
That's all. That's all. Yeah, that's all. Rod's.
All Rod's
That's
fault.
all Rod's fault. Yeah.
I came first
begin
and
with,
brought
yeah.
brought Martin. Martin brought Miguel, and we started
Yeah, so
the
it's kind
history.
of I think we should put an agency together to bring more people.
Please, no. It's a long history, man. My wife's family come first, and we just try to better life. So we are having, so that's cool.
Yeah, brilliant. Right, I'm going to play a track from the album. We'll play the current single first. It's just "Kissed by the Lake," which I played a couple of weeks ago. The video, you've got a video for it as well, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
On YouTube,
Yeah, check it
So,
out.
did you have anything to do with the video? Like the storyline of it, or was it just the director, or did you have control?
We just put some ideas together. There's no story, but it's a cool video, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of standing around in the cold.
Yeah. By the lake.
By the lake.
By the river.
By the river.
It's good because we only have the video for 1 or 2 months, and Last Joke is a kind of new band, and we have more than 2,000 views, 1,000 just 1 week.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so things are going well. So
Excellent. Okay, here it is.
Sundown, I'll be in town.
That was Last Joker there, the current single, that's Kissed by the Lake, off the new album. We're going to talk about the album in a second, but first, how do you approach songwriting, and who's the main songwriter with the band, and inspiration for lyrics, etc.? Where'd you get them from? 'Cause I can't write a song, so I just want to know.
Well, musically speaking, like I said, I take, my inspirations are all my, influences,
Yeah.
know. So Eddie Van Halen, for sure, Yngwie Malmsteen, in all the great bands like
George
AC/DC, well, of course, George Lynch as well.
Yeah.
But, all the great bands like AC/DC, of course, Keys, Iron Maiden, But, most of the musical, part is that. But, concerning the lyrics, most of my inspiration
For this
came
album.
from, because I spent
Kissed by the Lake.
like 6 months away from my son and my wife.
Yeah.
And most of the inspiration was, related to that, because I was kind of feeling, kind of lonely,
Yeah.
and I just put that on paper, you
Uh-huh.
know. So
To be
actually, I
honest-
was missing them so much
And
that
this
I
album
had,
came like in 3 months. All the album.
yeah,
Apart from the first chord until the last
the last
vocal recording.
Yeah.
3 months. We
Yeah.
did at our studios, and we mix and master in our studios. We pre-produce. So it's a great album. Congratulations, Mega.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, actually, that was one of the questions as well that I've got about you recorded in your own studios. You said there, was that money reasons, or was it down to the fact that you wanted to keep control of the album, the way it was, the direction of it yourselves, rather than anybody?
I think it was easy for me and Miguel and do the album at home because we have all the equipment, so and sounds very good, better
Yeah.
than lots of CDs that people spend lots of money.
Yeah, it's not just that. In Brazil, I had a professional studio for 10 years. I just run my studio, and I did everything there. I mean, I was the one that mic'd the drum set, the one that recorded, the one that edited, the one that mixed it, mastered, recorded all, because like I mentioned before, I actually just mentioned to you, not live, but I've released like almost 10 solo albums,
Yeah.
just instrumental stuff. A little bit, not in the hard rock vein, kind of like, like
More
jazz rock fusion, not jazz,
yeah.
because it's still with the distortion guitar and stuff.
Yeah.
But stuff like, kind of like, Jeff Beck, a little bit of Joy Satriani or Steve Vai or Yngwie Malmsteen,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So because I had this background, I had to study a lot how to run a studio. So it was actually an obvious, choice to just do it ourselves, because I got a studio at home and he's got a studio at his house as well. So we just, recorded. It's well, for me, it's a lot easier, to tell you the truth, because I can actually work on the songs, late night or anytime.
Yeah.
I don't
With the
really.
one showing on your ear, so it's easy.
I don't really need to set a studio, go there, and for me it was so much easier to just do that.
Obviously, when you're paying for studio time as well,
It's just so stressful. So
you're trying to get
Yeah.
something out as quick as possible.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's obviously going to be more damaging than good, isn't it? Really, if you've got you've got a timeline, you've got to be finished by a certain time. It's going to cost you a lot more money. So
I think if you're going to a professional studio, you gotta be like 100% sure of what you're gonna do there.
Yeah.
You don't really have like time to experiment. And at home, I could experiment as much as I could, and as I want.
Yeah.
So was so much easier, because I could just record, a a demo. I could say a demo of the songs and just would show him, and he'll say, you know what, let's just do this, let's just do that, let's just rearrange.
And that's what we did in the end. I've been in his studio and we was just listening to the entire album, and we just fix and it's ready.
Yeah, it was so much
we are
easier.
5 in the band, and we have 3 studios to work because Martin has a studio in his home as well. So it's
I think in the end, the audience will benefit from the final product. You see,
Yeah.
because I think it couldn't be more honest than it is. You know, the original Miguel's idea. I think because he had the opportunity, the chance to do it in the house and just throw the ideas and record it straight away without like an input from anybody else.
Yeah.
It was really, really honest and really earthy, if you like.
Yeah.
You see, so I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like hyper produced or with loads of different ideas going through. It was just, you know, the raw thing.
Yeah.
You know, which I think is really important for this second phase, if you like,
Yeah.
of Last Chapter.
well, that's what gave us the label contract and the management contract. It was what we did, not what they want.
Yeah.
So they listened to the album and offered us a straight contract, straight on. We want the Last Joker in our cast. So the second album will be the same.
Well, why not? It's a great idea. So, how did you record it? Did you like do lay drums down, then guitars, or did you all go in the studio at the same time and just sort of
No,
jam
we
it?
do all separate.
Yes,
yeah.
We did all separate. Drums first, and then riff and guitars and
Bass,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
And the final one was just, you know, the
Yeah.
vocal tracks.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's how we work.
Right. Let's see. We'll have another song. We sort of debated over which one we're going to pick. So in the end, we went with Without
play them
You.
all.
So I sort of helped with a little bit. So I'm saying after we would have played initially next week. So we'll have Without You. So can you tell us a bit about it before we play it?
Ooh,
I know it's an
that's a
old song.
long story.
Well, this, do you have time?
Or an old story, at least.
You know, this song is actually, you know, we actually record a lot of new ideas,
Yeah.
but this song is particularly a very old song because this song was in the first demo tape that we recorded in 1990, you know. And because that song didn't we didn't put that song on our first album,
Yeah.
you know, was just on the demo tape. Was just, you know, it was actually Rod's idea, you know. Hey
Right,
man, you
it's
know,
just something
I
like
just love this song.
I
Let's
put a
just
gun in
put
his
that
face.
song as a bonus track on the album,
Yeah.
you know. So we would have like 11 new songs and just this song that nobody knows. I mean, nobody, you know, in
UK.
Europe
Yeah.
and in UK, of course. And you know, this song was just featured on our first demo tape in 1990.
Yeah, last
So-
century. Yeah.
So the last century, yeah, it's been like 25 years ago. Of course, it's a little bit different, you know, the arrangement, of course,
Yeah.
a little bit heavier, I would say, but you know, still the same
Sing is
song.
better.
So
I must admit it's one of my favourite ones. And
It's one of my favorites as well.
we
Yeah.
were rehearsing
Since
it
the beginning.
a
yeah,
couple of weeks ago, and Roger got a little bit emotional.
yeah. I think you know.
there was something electric in the air almost. It was kind of.
Yeah,
This song,
brought
I
me
think
back
it
to
just
lots of
works
memories, man.
because
So-
this song is actually so simple, you know.
Yeah.
It's by far the simplest song in the album, you know.
Right.
It's just straight rock, you know. So,
Right.
hope you like it.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Make me cry.
Okay, tune into our show.
It's back with the last joke. They're still here, and
Yes.
Can't get rid of us yet.
no, they won't go. Ulterior Motives, the new album was released last week. How's the reviews and the reception by the fans and the press been like?
Well, the reception, we've been getting a very good feedback from the fans, and of course the video clip, we just released a video clip a couple months ago or something, not even that, and it's just past
It
2000.
was 15th of June.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a couple.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Well, no.
No.
Well,
15th of June.
yeah. So more just past 2,000 views. So the feedback from the fans have been, superb, great. But the reviews from the press, they're just coming.
Yeah.
The record label and the management just send the press kits, and we're just waiting for the reviews. So soon we're gonna get very nice reviews of the album.
Good. And I just mentioned there about the album cover as well, which I really like. So who drew that? Designed that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
Well, we actually had the idea, the concept, for the album cover, but we are not artists. We can
I can even draw a house.
we can draw anything. So I asked a very good friend of mine in Brazil called Roberto Peixoto, and he did that.
Yeah.
Very nice. He was actually very nice. He's a very good artist there. He actually exposed some of his paintings and all that stuff, and he was very kind, very nice that he did that. He actually got glad as well because he could get one of his paintings here released here in Europe and all over the world. So it was very nice.
Brilliant. And we sort of mentioned a little bit off air there about Brazilian bands. You mentioned that I've never heard of, and I really must check them out, like Dr. Sin and so on.
Yeah.
What's the scene like over there? Because obviously here in the UK, it's not what it was 30 years ago, when Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, Metallica even, all crossed over into the singles chart, whereas now that's never ever going to happen again, I don't think. So what's the scene like over in Brazil? Is rock and metal still popular like it was back then?
Well, it's not that popular anymore, but it's still there.
Yeah.
It's underground. In Brazil, it's not a very rock, country.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But there is plenty of bands there. All of them struggling to try to do something bigger. Of course, we still have like Sepultura, Angra, that play all over the world. But there's a lot of bands, very nice ones like Crisian, like Corsus, like Dr. Sin, that for me is one of the best ones. Well, there's plenty of bands there.
But what is funny is the metal is not a thing popular in Brazil. But when they release Rock in Rio, the Metal Night, they put like 250,000 people in the same place. It's the biggest crowd ever when they release the metal. There's gonna be another one in September with Slipknot, System of a Down. It's gonna be massive. It's sold out in 2 days. The Metal Night.
250,000 tickets in 2 days.
Yeah.
2050, yeah.
There is not a scene, but there is a lot of fans,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've got a die-hard fans. I think it's pretty much like here, innit? It's like it's not in the media all the time.
Yeah.
The heavy music and stuff like that. But we'll always have the die-hard fans, and there's quite a few in Brazil. It's quite a few. The trouble is just like here to get nice, good venues and good gigs for bands that just starting.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So it's the same. Yeah, they are. But it's just the condition you have if you're starting a band over there. I think it's pretty much the same here. Probably you've got even a bit more condition here than there.
Right.
But it's really, really hard to get started and to get noticed. So, but I think that's a problem worldwide. To be honest, it's not.
Yeah, but there I think it's even worse because it's a huge country. So.
Yeah. Right. See, I mentioned that question already. Just read. Did you read Metallica's manager saying that he can't see any band taking over from Metallica and Iron Maiden and Guns N' Roses and all those bands in a waste bin? So, because there's a lot of good bands around it. I get a lot of stuff sent through. And I mean, obviously, there's Used, Distorted, Avenger back with a new album, which is really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff about, but it just doesn't get.
I think he needs to go out and see some bands live, basically.
Well, I kind of agree with what he meant, you know, because what he was trying to say, well, at least for me, is that nowadays the problem is not really the bands, but it's the public, the audience, because nowadays the people just want to, like, you know, buy singles. They don't buy albums anymore. They are not really interested in the band. You know, of course, if a band just release, you know, a single which is very popular, everybody's gonna try to, you know, start looking for the rest of the songs on the album, on, you know, on previous albums or something. Bands will be, you know, there will be new bands forever, I think, you know, but the problem is, I think it's the audience, you know, nowadays, because of iPods and all of that, you know, downloading stuff, you know, people are just looking for the singles, for the songs that download us, that become successful, you know. So, well, there's something that they're gonna they have been trying to solve for more than 20 years or so, and still they didn't solve it. So
I think that there's plenty space for every bands, but I think the old bands still the best ones for me. From my opinion, I'd quite.
Yeah, but I think the point is to have a new Iron Maiden, to have a new Metallica. You know, who is going to be the new Metallica? Who's going to be? I mean, when there isn't a Metallica there anymore, I don't think. Well, I can't see the industry needing any bands like that anymore, which is unfortunate. You see.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, but. I don't think the industry is looking forward to have a new Iron Maiden in the future, you know?
You know something? I've been saying now for a while. To me, rock and metal is like the embarrassing relative that you cross the road to avoid for the music industry. It's like, oh, it's there, but let's not talk about it. Ignore it.
Yeah.
And that's wrong. I mean,
Which is a shame.
What says Metallica any worse than Ed Sheeran or Adele? You know, why don't Metallica get more daytime airplay when you're playing these depressing bands?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
And on about audiences, I saw Soulfly last year in Newcastle, and it was half full, and it was embarrassing. And every week I read out, who's touring later on this year? Who's not? Slayer. They're not up here in the northeast. And every week I was like, oh, they're not playing up here. And then you think, well, why should they when the venues are going to be half full?
Yeah.
True.
But I went to Slipknot and the place was full.
Yeah.
So, same when we saw Black Label Society. The place was very good. Malmsteen as well. I think depends on what people wants to see. So, we have some good gigs coming in Newcastle this year until the end of the year.
There is.
I hope we're gonna see Wasp.
Yes, I've never seen Wasp yet, so I must go and see them this
it's
time.
amazing, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. We saw INT.
YNT.
That was a
full.
Fantastic,
Completely full. And the
Yes.
band was amazing.
And we had a chance to have a chat
talk
with them as well.
yeah.
It was really nice guys. Yeah.
You see,
Really nice.
they're just, you know, doing their 40 anniversary tour. 40.
I know.
You know, so. But of course, it's a lot easier for the bands that are already established, you know, to keep playing. The thing that they've been, you know, talking about all of these, you know, that's gonna be hard to, you know, have like a new Metallica or a new Kiss or something, is because, you know, for the bands that are already established, of course, it's easier for them, you know. They already have like plenty of records.
They have us.
know.
They're lucky because they had us. That we were fans that we used to chase the bands.
Yeah.
You know, we used to buy the albums and go through the whole book and then go one by one. You know, all the band members and
Nowadays,
chase them and see. You know, who they
I
were.
think that the audience just are, you know, are looking, you know, for the singles for the songs that are successful, and maybe then, they go to the concert, and then maybe they'll, like maybe a couple more songs, then maybe they'll, download those couple.
But the same people that
songs.
always looking for the old gods, they're always looking for a new hero. So it's always business, man. If you had like we have Kiss by the Lake as a first single and first video clip,
Yeah.
maybe if someone listen to the song and say, "Whoa, what song, what a band!" That's why we got a contract.
Yeah.
But maybe why
Yeah.
not in the future have something bigger? We never know what's gonna happen, man. We do our war every day to keep the band alive. So that's my opinion.
Yeah. Right. It's almost time for the news, so I'll play a song rather than ask another question and get sort of stopped halfway through. The next hour, you still okay to stay a bit longer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
man. Yeah.
So Last Joke again after the news. Also got new music from Active Defiance, Nocturne, and also some Stomp 66. To the news, this is Stone Sour and a track called RU486. Log out and log in another one. I related to it. There's plenty of computers, they just put another one. Anyway, I'm still there with the Last Joker here in the studio.
Yeah.
Yep.
A werewolf, by the sounds of it. Talk a bit about gigs now. What was your first gig like? Can you remember? Were you nervous? Were you...
Oh my God, I was so nervous.
I was 10.5 years, man.
I was so nervous,
Yeah.
But I think that's actually important, makes you, actually try to get as much prepared as you can for that gig, especially which is the first, but then, trust me, I was maybe nervous on my first 10 gigs or something. Then right after that, I would say I'm prepared to play in front of 500,000 people, and it's the same of playing in front of 100 people or something. For me, there is no difference, not anymore. I have been playing for all my life, so
Yeah, I've got to admit, I organised a gig going back a while for like some bands, local bands. This is maybe 6-7 years ago. And Rebecca, we used to do a show here, she helped me. And someone said, "Oh, who's going to introduce the bands?" Me. I'm like, no. So I was stood on stage and I've never been so nervous and terrified in my life of talking in front of people over the microphone. So I've got a lot of respect for people who get up on stage in front of 500,000 people or whatever. I couldn't do it.
I think the more people you play in front of, the easier actually, because if there's 5 people in the audience,
That's true.
and they're staring right at you,
yeah.
if there's a few hundred, you can't really see individual people, and it's just like a scene.
Yeah.
And I think it's easier,
I did a gig once for 2 people, and we actually did one in 1992 in Santos in the beach. It was a festival in the beach for 25,000 people, according to the fireman brigade in the city. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's my band and Last Joker. So
Next year, Mr. Big actually played, in the same place.
same place, yeah. Same.
They've got a bigger audience,
Yeah.
but they were Mr. Big, so, but,
Have you found audiences have changed over the years? I mean, I've seen a lot of bands, AC/DC, Saxon and so on. And you've got like 13, 14-year-old kids there who are singing along to all the songs, even though they're like twice their age. And then you've got like, obviously who's the parent, and then the parent of the parent.
Yeah, the dads bring the kids along.
Yeah.
But I think that happens most of the times with those big bands, from the 70s and 80s,
What can people expect from a Last Joker show they've never seen before?
Well, our music.
Obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Maybe Adam naked behind the drums.
Oh, you don't want to see
I don't want to see that.
We packed out show up. Packed out show. Next one.
Yeah, I think probably, people can expect to have a good time and, like in the old days, I would say. That's what we would try and we'd be trying to do some good music, pure rock and roll,
It's
and
feel-good music, though.
feel good
Yeah.
music,
You know,
and
Uplifting.
uplifting,
yeah.
good vibes, and that's it, and we try to be as accurate as we can.
There's too many negative songs, I think.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with that.
definitely.
You get sick of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all about love, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can might be kissed by the
Peace,
lake.
peace. So hopefully you'll be playing the Northeast in the near future. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
plan.
management has a booker here in UK, so it probably
Trillian's open again now, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah.
Trillian's a good place to play, but
Yeah, I played there a few times.
Love Trillian's.
But to be honest, when we came with the idea of Last Joker now was because of my experience with Avenger. I told Miguel that I don't want to nothing just too little. I want something from the medium to the high. So I don't want to do like battle of bands like a lot of bands do. I don't want to play in small places. Like if we need to play, we play. But if I can, I myself avoid then. And
It's just because that's the
Roddy and
thing
Miguel,
that we've been
been
doing
around
that.
for
Yeah, we've been
a
doing
long
that for
time.
such
I'm
a
doing
long
this for
time.
30 years, Miguel as well. So that's the plans. That's why we did the album first. We
Yeah.
did the video first. We got a label contract. We got a management contract. Thank you, Frankie from EAM.
Oh yeah,
Management,
you harm.
Harm
Thank
from
you,
the
Harm,
Into the
Frank,
Limelight Records. That's the guy that believed in
Yeah, they
Last Joker
believe
for
in
the first time.
Yeah, for the first time.
So that's why make us different. I think, man. We at least us three, because Adam can speak for himself, but I never thought little. I just always thought big with Last Joker. So I don't know if it's gonna happen. If not, maybe.
We've all played in a lot of bands over the
Yeah.
years, and
Yeah.
it's not like it's a band that's just been put together.
And I made good friends when I was in Avenger with guys from Tyson Dog, Kevin, guys from Marty, as Ricky, guys from Blitzkrieg, lots of fans.
Yeah.
Abaddon, that's
Yeah.
I play with him as well. That's why make me try a different way, So that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
If I need to play a Trillions, it will be pleasure. I love playing Trillions,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
lots of
I love Trillian's. It's
love
great.
Trillions. I'm so glad that reopened.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it'll be a pleasure to play in the Northeast because the new beginning
Yeah.
was here. So it'll be a pleasure for us to do gigs around here, and to have the audience from the Northeast to listen what we have to show.
Yeah.
So that'll be a big pleasure.
Brilliant. Right, we'll play the last track now, which is Are You Ready? Tell us about this one before we play it.
Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready?
It's the show opener, isn't it?
Decided. Gotta be ready.
Yeah. Okay, this is anyone? No? Okay, here it is.
What you thinking? Thinking about when you were my shout. What you feeling? Stuck in jungle, give God the ball. Are you ready? Are you ready to rock? Inside target, what are you aiming? Limelight, give the rock and roll. Late night, grateful for the boxing. Great night, fight for his lead.
was Last Joker there, last track from the album tonight. That was Are You Ready? So a massive thank you for coming in. Really appreciate the chat.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Having us.
Do you want to tell people what social media you're on, just so they can check it out if you like what you've heard tonight?
Yeah,
We have
Facebook,
we have Facebook, Let's Joker
Let's
Official.
Joker Official, yeah.
Yeah, website under construction at the moment, but
Yeah.
soon we'll be
You have a
out.
YouTube channel as well that you can find another lyric video from Confidence.
Which I'm playing next week.
Yeah, we have
Yeah,
the
Tuesday.
SoundCloud official, Let's Joker Official as well. So you can hear 3 songs there: Kiss by the Lake, Confidence, and Without You. That's the 3 songs that we are working right now. Just type Let's Joke in Google, man. You're gonna find everything there. Yeah,
You're on Spotify as well.
Spotify,
Yeah, Spotify, iTunes as well.
all the social.
CD baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
CD Baby, Rhapsody. I think there's a lot more coming as well.
Yeah, Apple's got one as well, haven't you now? I can't remember it's called now. Who cares, Apple? So once again, thanks for coming in. Good luck with the album.
Thank you.
And hopefully
very much.
get to see you in the Northeast soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
we will.
Thank
Thanks very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for having us.
No problem at all.
Cheers, man.